Hello everyone, I am Dr. Sirajul Akfazi. I welcome you in my YouTube channel. Today in this video, I am going to talk about particles transfer and extraction technique. Transfer and extraction techniques. So, ethyl ester excellent adventures. This is the experiments. Our aim of this experiment is to manipulate and purify a known amount of contaminated sample and to record its proton NMR and IR spectra, all with minimum loss of materials. So friends, in techniques checklist, extractions, melting point determinations, solvent drying and concentrations, nuclear magnetic resonance spectrometers operations, infrared spectrometer operations, careful transfer of solution without loss of materials. So pre-lab discussions, you go through the extractions, theory of extractions, melting point determinations, NMR theory and operations, IR theory and operations. Digital lab techniques manuals, you can work it like that. So now important part is equipments. You need separating funnel 250 or 500 milliliter, graduated cylinder 100 milliliter, aluminum flask or conical flask, two need of capacity 250 milliliters and one 500 milliliter, beaker 150 milliliter, round bottom flask 50 milliliter and 100 milliliter NMR tubes and IR cards. Funnels large with long neck, filter paper, rotary evaporators. So friends, how you will perform the experiments? The experiment outline, you will receive a vial containing 100 mg of ethyl 3-hydroxybenzoate. Ethyl 3-hydroxybenzoate, melting point 72 to 74 degrees Celsius. Contaminated with triethylamine. This is the contaminated with triethylamine. You will also receive 4 different proton NMR spectra of the mixture in your vial. Pure ethyl 3-hydroxybenzoate, pure triethylamine and diethylic. So what you need to do, dissolve the sample in 50 to 75 milliliter of ether in a separating funnel. Remove the amine by extraction with a 10% hydrochloric acid solutions. This is the important part, how you remove these impurities. Continue with the standard aqueous workup, including an ether bag extraction and washing guide. You can read it. Remove the solvent by rotatory evaporation and concentration under vacuum to a constant weight and obtain a mass. Take an NMR spectrum of the compound and compare to your earlier spectra. Recombine the NMR sample with the remainder of the purified sample. So obtain an IR spectra using your IR card. Remove the solvent for the final time to constant weight and obtain a mass in melting points. So friends, when removing a solvent with rotary evaporator, keep the receiving flask cold and the water bath warm. Otherwise, your product will never solidify. If you have trouble getting your product to solidify, add few milliliters of methylene dichloride to your flask and return it to the rotary evaporator. Results. To obtain your compound transfer extraction technique, you must end with at least 90 mg of ethyl 3-hydroxybenzoate. Additionally, this material must be of adequate purity as determined by IR and proton NMR analysis. Spectra should show only negligible amount of impurities in the judgment of the professor at TA, and by melting point measurements should melt over no more than 3 degrees with the lower range, beginning no lower than 60-90 degrees and upper range ending no higher than 70 degrees. This material must also be submitted to the T8 for possible weight and melting point confirmation. So friend, this experiment is very important. After learning this, you know the extraction technique, you know that if you have the impurity, how to remove the impurity from the separating funnel, and then After that, you know the melting point of these compounds, and you, after extractions or removing these impurities, triethylamine, again you can check, and if it is still there, then you will find the different melting points, and then you know the NMR spectra, how you see the NMR spectra of this compound, and how you see, or how you analyze the IR spectra of this compound. So many techniques you will learn if you perform this experiment in the laboratory. And what I suggest, I told you these are the requirements. So go through these manuals and then perform these experiments. Then you will find your good hand in laboratories. So friends, hope this video will be helpful to you. If you like this video, then subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching.